Heyo, good morning. It's Stoic here. We are ready to play, and we're on top of our Sun Moon Temple. And I'm just taking a look at the growing landscape here in our mega base. Now, to me, a mega base doesn't mean you have to have all kinds of giant structures, just one giant one. I'm making a big area here. And you probably noticed a couple little pyramids, one, two, three pyramids that just popped up, and those are going to be some mini farms that I'm going to put in. So the plan is to put in like a micro moss farm, a micro plant farm or dye farm, and then I'm thinking the last one will be maybe bamboo, or maybe this one will be kelp, or some. I'm gonna figure it out. I know for sure it's gonna be moss. It'll be dye. This might be a combination of kelp, bamboo, because I'm gonna have so much bone meal, and I've already got a lot. I gotta use it. I gotta use it. All right. So we also, of course, we've got Zippy Toe Tech and his giant gold farm. I think it was neat to enclose it. But hey, let's go check it out. So my farms are not that far away. I could jump into the nether and it'd take just a couple seconds, but we just fly over here. Approaching the farm. So I'll just do a quick flyby. So I've outlined with diorite, because that's probably the only good use of diorite, kind of the AFK positions for the farm. You can see all kinds of stuff right now, but the AFK position is right up here, and I totally missed it. Ugh. And let's see. Got our iron farm way over here. I made this thing prior to the updates, probably in 1.17. During 1.17, you no longer had to have two platforms, or you didn't help you to have two platforms. So I've got this extra platform here. It's kind of a bummer, but it still looks kind of neat. I mined out an entire geode and just kind of made that part of the theme everywhere. You'll start to see geode parts everywhere. But this credit goes to Silent Whisperer. I used his farm for this one. It's pretty simple. You get all. I'll put links in the description, but you just get all your villagers up here. Boy, I love villagers. They are so easy to work with, and start to hear all of them working. They probably have swamp foot since they've been in the water so long. But the golems come in, and sometimes I get string. For some reason, the cats aren't spawning quite as much, but they just fall in, and I collect. You can see here that I've separated out poppies because, well, I tried to. I still got to make it work a little bit. But I'm thinking it's full because, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I started bone mealing all these poppies. There's just so many poppies. It's unreal. And so I collect some of them. I'll go through here just to make more room for the iron. But it's just so much iron. I mean, I've even got shulkers full of iron blocks. Throw those seeds in there. Those. And because I get so many poppies, might as well make the bone meal, because I'm not going to use the red dye. Plus, I'm going to have a red dye farm anyways. So this takes me back to the highway. That's the only entrance in over here. Let's go take a look at some other locations. So the whole reason why I picked this area is not because I love swamps, but because there is a witch hut. And I kept a lot of it here. You can look online really easily for different witch hut designs, but it's so simple. Really, you jump in, you find where the witches spawn inside of these, and you create a trident killer underneath it. It's that easy. Of course, you need to find a good AFK position as well. So you have to count up so many blocks so that when you are in your AFK position, the only real spot that things can spawn is going to be right inside here. So I could have cleared. I never really got any monsters spawning on any of this dirt out here, and so it's been pretty efficient. And I'll show the storage downstairs here in a second, but some other things. So all the vines that I've been wanting to do. So if I AFK up there, everything within my diorite pillars is going to stay active that's in my simulation chunks. And there's no great vine farms. There's some kind of automated ones, but they're kind of ridiculous. I just let this thing grow, and then when it's all ready, I just mine it out. And it works fine for me. No one's really buying them anyways, and now I got plenty if I ever want them. So the next thing is I was selling pumpkins. Someone on the realm was like, hey, I need some pumpkins for my villagers. And so I started putting some pumpkin farms together, and it's like, well, I'm going to automate it. This credit goes to Silent Whisper again. This thing is crazy good. The yields are like nuts. There's so many melons and pumpkins. I don't know what to do with them. There's too many. You can actually hear what I'm doing. I'm composting them. There's so many. But anyways, I thought this next build was really neat. Again, Silent Whisper, kind of amazing when it comes to tutorials and these farms, mega bigger yields. When I go AFK, you know what? Why not have other things happening at the same time? So the dripstone, this takes a long time to really fill out. I mean, it could probably be 16, 24 hours for it to really get populated. And then you have this floating flying machine here that just kind of pushes it, breaks it, pushes it into the water, and then goes down to storage. It's really neat to do. My daughter loves watching this, but it's done in like 5 seconds. So, I thought maybe people would want it. You can combine these dripstone spikes into dripstone blocks if you get a lot of them, and then you could use them in a build, but no one's really wanted to use them in a build. So I got another farm that no one really uses, but I wanted to use this anyways. I don't think I'll ever build this again unless there's like a serious demand for it, primarily because you can fly around and find a big old cave that can give you a ton of dripstone and dripstone blocks. So it is really not worth it, although this thing is cool. It was fun to make. All kinds of redstone mechanics here. A lot of precision. Never really used honey blocks a whole lot other than right here in this project, so that was neat. This next one's, you guessed it, cactus. I had put one in down low, thinking I needed to stay away from my AFK position. Well, that was convenient. These things sometimes get you a lot? Question mark? I mean, you got to really put in a ton of these cactuses to make this worth it, in my opinion. Just to have a passive one. When they grow, they hit the fences right there, and then pop. They pop off, and then they go into the water stream and make their way all the way down into the storage system. So we're going to go down there here soon, because we pretty much talked about all of the farms right now. You can also see I'm farming a lot of copper. Someone was mining a lot of them, so I went ahead and just bought a lot of them. And so I place them out, 5x5 spacing, I think is the best. So every 5th block, you place one down. You can do it smaller than that, especially if you're going AFK for a long period of time, just to get more blocks in there. But for the fastest amount of time, it's every 5th block. In this case, I tried a 4. It still works, but I think out there I do have 5s. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe I did try 4 this time around. And you can see, even after a couple sessions, it's still not doing what we need it to do. So I think I got a bed over here. Let's sleep real quick. Now, I was planning on putting in a sugarcane farm here, and the main reason why I wanted a sugarcane farm is because I have this witch farm over here. And the witches, you can see they're already, because it's so dark, they're going to start spawning in the middle of the day. I've got sorters in here, just using comparators to watch it and then kind of filter it out. But I mean, all of these things are just full. In fact, a lot of I'm just burning. Well, redstone. You can get a ton of redstone, and you can get a ton of gunpowder, and a ton of spider eyes, and a ton of bottles. Now, I sold a lot of my bottles to Smatty K in our realm. That is, he's been making honey blocks, honeycomb, all that. And so he wanted a whole bunch of bottles as well. I can give you some bottles. I mean, it's just chest after chest after chest. And the last one is an infinite fuel source here. So many sticks. I can't believe they carry around so many. But you can throw them in the furnace. They're not like great to burn, but it's a fuel. It's a free source that I got right here. So, but when it comes out, when it does fill up, which it always does eventually, I just have things pile up and then get burned. There's some. This is a dispenser, and it is gonna shoot down into some lava down there. So you can see the start of my storage for the sugarcane farm. It's just going to be passive. You can see I'll have a strip of water here and a strip of water there, and then we'll just push 4 separate rows of sugarcane down in here, and I might actually make 2 layers of it. However, I had just sugarcane along the edges, and I've got so much sugarcane already. I've already had to make them in paper to save on room. But yeah, it's just more farms. Take advantage of some passive time. Some chickens. I was planning on getting some some roses from Wither Fights, but I didn't make the chickens in time, and I'm just now getting some eggs together. I'll probably go egg someone, honestly. Who doesn't like a good egging? Snots does. Snots loves getting egged. I think I might be stopping by his place. All right, so let's see. Oof. Oh yeah, I got some feather falling foreboots from a ruined nether portal, so I'm pretty excited about that. But anyways, I was a little optimistic about the cactus yield. As you can see, I've got a lot of empty chests, and it's just getting to the second double, and this is just days and days and days of AFK, so it never really fills up, so you never really had to worry about storage for cactus. This is all just full of melons. It all just goes in here. I'm trying to get bone meal now. I mean, just think about the number of melons that I've already gone through to create that bone meal. That is insane. And some of these melons I've already converted, so I'm selling them all in the shopping district, which will be a different episode, but yeah, it's a lot. You get a ton from that particular machine. It is just insane. And let's see here. That might be it for this area. I don't really have any other farms except for the awesome one, which we're going to roll out to here. So we're going to do a little time lapse to get out there. We made it. We're in the nether. We're in 2,000 blocks in one direction, 1,600 blocks in another. We're super far from the spawn. It took forever to get out here, but it was totally worth it because when I was flying around one day, I ran into this beautiful nether fortress, and you can see got a nice spawner. This thing is gorgeous because it is all on top of lava. This thing, I thought, you know what, this is going to be great. I can make anything and everything. What did I end up doing was making, of course, a wither skull farm. Here's my AFK position. And we're just going to let this thing do its thing real quick. Oh, let's turn it on, just in case things glitched out. We'll just show what's happening here. And this is a minecart conveyor wither skull farm that yields a pretty significant amount of goodies. And there they go. And now they're moving. They are moving. Now they are all falling into a kill chamber. It is so fast. I wish I could make the kill chamber faster so that I could get more. But these bad boys just pop in and they jump into a cart. We use the activator rail to shoot them all the way down the track. We even get magma cubes. Now, if there are like the big 3x3 magma cubes, usually they can't fit in these minecarts, and they just get tossed and they fall out of our spawn radius, and so I never have to worry about them, which is fantastic because everyone loves magma cubes. Psych. Alright, so usually there's one person just kind of hanging out there at the very end, and because there is a fence down there that it was the best way for me to get them to fall. Sometimes they'll drop in. You can see magma cube just hanging out. Usually they get bored of where they're at and they jump and they disappear. They go somewhere else. So everyone's falling in. Everyone's getting hurt. Now I know that the trident killer is working because everything should be dropping in. Let's go over there, take a look, make sure it is working. I am a little worried that it's not. It should be though. Let's go take a look. Definitely not working. Uh-oh! I thought I hit the switch. I wonder what would have caused it to break. This is a little embarrassing. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what happened over there, but got it fixed. I had a block going into the trident killer, but I replaced it with a repeater, and we're good now. But you can see everything is just racing as fast as it can down to the trident killer. Of course, you always get these magma cubes that are just hanging out. We just need to push them off. I don't usually do any maintenance on magma cubes, but yeah, these things are just moving. They're falling in, and just dropping in, and I get the kills. As long as I get my looting 3, I'm going to be pulling in some serious goodies. Now, I'm going to let this run while I'm over there. That way, things continue to give us credit. Looks like we got a straggler there. Now, I don't know, recently they've been getting out. As long as you're lower than the trident killer, they usually just make their way down into the trident killer, because they never want to go higher than where you were at. Hear everything moving over here, just taking care of business. And of course I put in a ton of storage for this one. Let's see, let's take a look, because I was just yielding so many bones. In fact, I've already taken a ton of these bones away just to try to sell and use as bone meal for other projects. And then I've already taken a ton of these blaze rods away just to use on different projects. Someone was going to use them to make chorus fruit. And then just a ton of coal. I mean, I've already shipped out a ton of coal as well, and it's not like I've been AFK very long. The one reason I wanted to do this was not only to get the blaze rods, the coal, and well, just to get all these great resources, was you can also get your wither skull, skeleton skulls, and I'm just pulling these bad boys in like crazy. I got so many, it's unreal. And I'm just AFK at this point. Anything else, all the garbage that comes through, sometimes you get a zombie pigment. I don't want any of that stuff. I already got a gold farm. So I just throw it into a lava. Just throw it into lava. Get rid of it. It's still working. We're way too close to make this effective for spawns. Always slab everything off. I had a couple things in here that were still spawnable for monsters, and that got a little crazy. But you can see this has been a very nice farm, a very fun farm. It is just so fun to watch these things. It's just nuts. Try to be safe. Let's see. As long as we're AFK, they're probably just going to float on down. We're not visible to them in any range, so no line of sight. Yep, there. That's what the difference is. They just get tossed on down. Oh, this is just so much fun. It's unreal. Thanks everyone for joining me on this episode. I really enjoyed showing off the farms. Hopefully in the next one we can show off some new farms and maybe even go to the shopping district. Bye-bye.